look great. No worries. Alright. So for this video interview, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. We're just going to share it on our blog. We're not going to share it with anyone else, and you can access it anytime at www.cop21UofT.org. So, alright, do you consent to being videotaped?
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, sweet. So, can you tell me your name and what you're studying at UofT?
So my name is Ethan, and I am second year at UofT and I'm doing a double major in equity studies and health and disease, and I'm sort of doing a double minor in Aboriginal studies and environmental studies.
Wow, it sounds like a lot. So, since you are an environment student, have you ever heard of COP21 before?
Yes, I had to do an assignment on it.
Oh wait, so can you tell me a little bit about what you know
About COP21? I know from both what I've talked to you about and from class that it's the Conference of Parties, which is the 21st year where climate or world leaders would come together to discuss climate change and to discuss what they are going to do with climate change in either voluntary agreements or binding agreements.
Great, yeah. So it seems like you're very informed about this. COP21 is where leaders will design a new binding agreement, hopefully to reduce carbon dioxide emissions to prevent catastrophic climate change. So you already know that, which is good. So as you know, all the countries are sending people to go there, and they all have different priorities, different emissions reduction targets in mind. So who do you think might do the best in the negotiations or take the lead in the negotiations? What's your best answer? Or just maybe just talk about like what do you think will happen?
Okay. I guess I remain hopeful that more economically developed countries such as Canada or the US or the EU will take the lead, but I also know that it will probably be the lesser economically developed countries that will have a bigger concern in climate change and will push the richer or more developed countries to do more things about it. So I guess in a sense, I wish the richer countries would take the lead, but I have a feeling it's more also to do with pressure from the smaller countries, or I guess the less developed countries, and even from the public.
Yeah, that's very important actually. Canada doesn't seem to have submitted any really good emissions targets at all.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, what do you think we can do about it?
I think Canada can be doing more, such as I know that in their INDC, which is the report they submitted, they didn't mention the tar sands, except for when they said we're gonna do more carbon sequestration practices or whatever, which I think is completely missing the point because tar sands are one of our biggest pollution areas in Canada.
Yeah, and even Ontario's climate plan report didn't really go into depth about how they're going to tackle climate change. So
yeah,
it seems like Canada needs to do a lot more work on it.
Yeah.
But as individuals, we all have our roles to play and to reach out to our politicians. So let's talk about sort of personally, what do you feel like most of your friends know about climate change? Do they care? What's the atmosphere like at UofT?
I would say that everybody in my environmental program will know about COP21. So in that sense, most of them know about this conference or even climate change. But I also feel like there's a very big disconnect between the environment program or environmental students and basically everyone else on campus.
Yeah, you feel that way?
Yeah, and a lot of events aren't getting out, or the word isn't getting out about climate change, and there's a very simplistic view about it, which is just that people should stop pollution, but I think it's a much more complex issue than that, but most people aren't educated on it.
So what do you think can be done about this gap between science and just students' interests?
I think there needs to be a better way to inform students of events, and I think there may be different ways to engage students in environment, because I know a lot of them might not care about nature, but I think there's different aspects of the environment that could be interesting to different people.
That's a very good point, like connecting it to their program of study or something they care about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really great. All right, last question for you is, what's one thing you would want to say to the politicians at COP21?
I guess the thing that I would want to say the most is take a really good look at what's been going on in the world, especially the impacts that climate change has done to so many different populations and to the land, and take that into consideration, not just not just a very small part, but maybe even consider it as important as the economy, because I think without a good climate or environment, there is no good economy either.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was great.